All right, Malin, it's all yours.
Okay, thanks, folks. I am substituting for Andy, so I'll give you a version of his presentation. We'll post his complete PowerPoint, and then we'll also post this recording. And again, this is for faculty positions. So, in the task stream module, you'll need two things. You'll need the program review data and resources, because that will give you the FIP data, which is number of sections, part-time, full-time, faculty. Let's just take a look at a data set here. So there's definitions of all the columns that are on the table, and if you have any questions with that, please call the IE office. So the data we give you for your program, faculty headcount, contracts, and adjuncts going back to fall 2012. We give you the ratio, total FTEF, contract versus adjunct, and overload. And if you want to know exactly how these numbers are obtained, again, contact our office. But mostly what you'll be looking at is percent contract and percent adjunct. And then we give you program statistics, how many sections have been offered, again, going back to fall 2012, how much of those were taught by contract faculty. The other data might not be so important. It's a lot of workload, productivity data, but mostly what you'll be talking about on the form is the percentage of classes that are taught by non-contract or non-full-time, because you want to get that number down. And just in this particular program, you can see that in fall 2012, 7% of the sections were taught by contract faculty. And then there's been some new hires along the way. So now almost half are taught by contract faculty, which is good. And I think, okay, those are the three tables that you get. So when you scroll down under request forms, the faculty position request form has not changed since last year. You can request up to 3 faculty. And the way the process works is you fill out the form. After program review closes, we extract all the faculty requests. We send them to the Faculty Hiring Prioritization Committee, and they rank them. That list then goes to the PI committee, so we can be sure the process was followed, and then it goes to President's Cabinet. And President Luster makes the ultimate decision on hiring depending upon how many spaces are available and what the different funding sources are. And then that list gets published, so you know what the outcomes are. So the request, like things in task stream, you check it out, and then view and edit your responses. And this is really tiny writing, because I guess the person who did it has really good eyesight compared to the rest of us. The first couple questions are pretty straightforward. What position do you want? So the position of the title, or the faculty position title. It could be a generalist position. It could be specific. Just tell the committee what you're looking for. The funding source, if you know it, most would be general fund. Some hiring comes out of grants. So if you don't know it, you won't lose any points. We can figure it out. The division, are you instruction or student services? And then the name of the program or service area, anthropology or counseling or whoever you are. The history of faculty hiring. If you are in the hiring process, or if you have just hired someone within this semester, this is where you would tell us that, because your data go through August, I think. And so anything that's happened this semester, we don't know about yet. It's not reflected in the data that we gave you. So you need to tell us if you are in the hiring process right now. And then here's where you go to your, back to your data tables. So sections taught by tenure track faculty versus part-time. And on the charts, the tenured and tenure track folks are called contract faculty as opposed to adjunct faculty. Total FTEF your program has, and then actual numbers of adjuncts and tenured folks. And any change that's happened over time, have you gotten more FTEF lately or less? Have you gotten a huge influx of students? And this is where the committee will start awarding points to your response. I'll show you what the rubric is shortly here. So these are important questions. The Faculty Hiring Prioritization Committee will not read your entire program review. They'll just read this form. So put all the information here within the word count limit. So choose your words carefully. So second question is the description of the assignment, the rationale for it. What would this person be doing in terms of teaching? Maybe there's a class you've wanted to offer but didn't have anyone with that specialty. Non-teaching assignments, maybe starting a club or some I can't think of other non-teaching assignments at the moment, but you probably know what they are. And again, you can use any of the data that we've given you in terms of your sections fill all the time. You've been adding more sections every year, whatever it takes to make your case. But the committee will be looking for data, for evidence that supports your statements. And you can always ask our research folks for help, ask your dean for help to make as good a case as possible. Then we want to know how the addition of this new faculty would enhance your program or service area. What will you be able to do that you haven't been able to do before? And that could be offering new courses. It could be developing a new certificate. It could be having a much better ratio of full-time faculty to students, so you can mentor students better or assist them with research projects. So just be as thoughtful and creative as you can to make your case. And then the last question is any other considerations. If there's something we haven't asked, but you've got something else you want to tell us, this is the place to do it. And that's pretty much open to whatever you want to say. We do have some sample responses that will be included in the PowerPoint. And some are better responses than others, so you can take a look at those. So I'm not going to spend time with all that here. But yeah, anything else that you need us to know? Talk about transfer rates to the 4 years, or anything unique to your program or particular to your program. And as you're going along here, be sure you save your drafts and then save and return, because you don't want to have to redo it. And that gets you back to the front page here. Now, what we have also given you, if you click on the directions, here's the rubric. This is what the FIP committee will be looking at. I'm not getting any bigger. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll do it like that. To score what you wrote. So question 1, when it's talking about the FTEF and percentages, highest you can get is 10 points. The need is strongly substantiated by relevant data, And as we go down, yeah, there is some data, there's minimal data, or there's no data. So the committee will award points. The composition of the FIP committee is 5 deans and 5 faculty members representing all the 10 schools. That includes counseling. And so they change off every year. One school will have either a dean or a faculty member. So you're talking to your peers here. So the second question, the rationale for the position, again, strongly articulated, lots of justification, you get maximum points. The less you put into it, the fewer points you're going to get, and you'll end up further down on the list. And then the last 2 sections, how it will enhance your program or service area, and that 4th question with anything else you want to include, that goes into this 3rd category here. So significant impact, kind of moderate impact, minimal impact. And again, if you don't answer the question, you don't get any points, just like when your students fill out their exams. So the committee uses this rubric, and we've got it here for you so you know what they're going to be looking for. But again, a lot of data support, qualitative and quantitative data. So put that all in here. Get it right. Let's see, what else? Andy goes into a little bit more detail in the PowerPoint, but we'll be posting this Zoom and we'll post the PowerPoint. And if you have questions specific to faculty hiring, contact Andy McNeil. So you can fill out a maximum of 3 positions, and be sure you put the specific title for each one. It's assumed that your first request is the one you want the most, and so that will probably get a little higher priority than your second and third ones. But it depends on who else is applying and how well they fill out their forms. There's a lot of discussion during the prioritization, and no program gets extra points just because they've got a dean on the committee as opposed to a faculty member on the committee. So it's very, very well thought out. What else? I think that is most of what you should know, because the form hasn't changed. It's fairly straightforward. And the folks in the IE office can help you with this, and Andy and other people on the committee. Hopefully you know who the representative from your school is on the committee. If not, you can email Andy and ask him who the rep from your school is. Your liaison will also look this over. Your manager will look it over. They might have suggestions to improve it. Think about the diversity of your students, the diversity of your faculty. That can be a strong selling point for your program. You just don't have a faculty that reflects the diversity in your students. So I think that's all we've got for the faculty hiring training. So let me see if Charlie has any last words here.
No, I think that's it. I think you cover most of the all the areas. Just again, just remember to prioritize. There's 3 different forms in here that you can pick from. If you're submitting a form for multiple positions, make sure you prioritize. Form number 1 is your most important position, 2 and 3, and go according to that order. Okay, and as Madeline mentioned, make sure you review the rubrics so you understand how you'll be. How your application will be reviewed. Okay, and on that note, we'll conclude our training today. Again, this session will be the recording will be up on our program review website at the conclusion of today's training. Thank you very much.